It's getting late and I'm lonely. How long until you come around, babe? You by my side.
All right, welcome everyone to Hops Metal Show. Today we have with us Christian Powers with the band Fortune Child, and we just got to hear a little bit of the intro part to URL's new song, All I Want to Know. Welcome to the show, Christian. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome.
You're welcome. You want to start off, String?
Yeah, sure. So we know that you play drums and you do the singing in the band, and you have two other members within your band. Just give us a little bit of rundown about how your band came about, when you got started, and a little bit of history or whatever, and then we'll kind of roll on from there.
Yeah, for sure. So Buddy, the guitar player, approached me probably about a year and a half ago, a little more, about starting a project. And at the time I wasn't in one, and I was like, yeah, sure. It sounds good. I was kind of itching to get back on stage anyway. And I had never seen him play before. And then we sat down in this like little kind of practice room, he had booked one for the day, and we started playing. Well, he started playing. I was just singing at the time, and I was like, holy smokes, kid rips. And from then I was like, okay, he's got the stuff. And we kind of started to put together a little band. And at the time I wasn't even drumming, I was just singing. And so we kind of started that way. We were writing, recording, and we got John Ward to start playing bass. And I'd played with John previously in a couple other bands. Great human, amazing musician. So we were really stoked that he was able to kind of get locked on schedule wise and everything. And then as time went on, we released our full album. And then we ended up going down to a 3-piece this year. That was back in like April or something. And it just happened. I was like, well, in the time being, I was like, well, I'll play drums and we'll just kind of see how it goes. And then Buddy and John were like, we're not changing this. Like, you are staying on drums. So it's kind of just stuck, and it wasn't really intended, but it feels good. That's really the main thing. So that's essentially why we're staying that way. And I even remembered saying, like, if you guys, like, if we need another guy, like, please, let's like find a drummer, like I'll be the singer. And they were like, no, we're not doing that. So we've just kind of been running since. We're doing a lot of recording and writing. So it's been great.
Well, that's awesome. Now, I you mentioned that you were a four-piece and that you did all the singing. Now, were you before you started with Fortune Child, did you play drums or did you sing, or did you kind of do both in whatever you were in with before that?
Yeah. So before that, I've kind of been a musician my whole life, and I've been playing drums. Was my primary instrument as a young kid. It started back when I was in like middle school or something. But then in high school, I started picking up guitar, and that's when I started to really start gigging. I was doing a lot of solo stuff around town, acoustic gigs, stuff like that. But drums was always like my favorite, And so, but when Fortune Child originally started, they had approached me about just singing, and I was like, I've never done that, like without an instrument in my hand or anything. It was kind of strange, but I was up for the challenge, obviously, because it's cool, frontman style. So went for that, and then kind of transitioned, started doing singing and drumming, which that's not something that I was doing a lot. I was doing like backing vocals and stuff in bands if they needed harmonies and stuff, but I wasn't like fully singing. So this was definitely a beast at first, especially the style of singing. It's not just like, I don't know, it's not easy listening, by any means. So it's a bit more physically demanding than I had originally thought it would be. Which is cool. It's a challenge, and now I'm kind of rolling with it. So it's a ton of fun.
Yeah. Well, I know go ahead, Hop.
Well, I know Don Henley does it very well. I mean, he's done it for years.
Well, I was going to say this is one of our questions down the line here, but you all put out a live from, I can't remember what it was called right offhand. It was the live at Heartwood Soundstage. That video definitely showcases, what you guys have, and a great show. And I suggest anybody that's kind of new to hearing you guys, that would be a great place to start and watch that, because that definitely showcases what you guys can bring, especially on a live level. And, with recordings, they're on point as well. So I definitely suggest going doing that. But you made it look easy when you're doing the singing and you're playing the drum. So,
Oh man, yeah. Shout out to the team over there at Heartwood. They're incredible, capturing all that too. But yeah, that was after I think we had a handful of shows, compared to the first one in which I was so nervous I was ready to throw up. But that one was much more settled in, I would say.
Well, you definitely looked more relaxed. I don't
That's
know
good.
what you looked like on the other one, but you seemed to be pretty relaxed, and you did awesome shows. So
Yeah, and
kudos on that
everybody
show.
sounds over the top. It's
yeah.
where me and String's all about the real music, no click tracks, and that all felt real, 100%.
Yeah,
So
we're truthers like that as well, man. I mean, not to say we haven't or aren't going to do like some click stuff in the studio or anything like that, but live, it's you're hearing it. You know what you're hearing is exactly what you got. So
that's awesome. So I guess
let's
go ahead, Hop.
Let's go to the first album. I mean, did that album come together pretty quick? And what was the songwriting and recording of that process like?
Yeah, it was pretty fast. I mean, this writing kind of style and just our flow is really fast. We're really good at kind of getting ideas out and fleshing them out and then kind of putting pen to paper and getting them recorded and stuff. And now as a trio, it's really, really fast. We have a ton of material that we're still sitting, we're going to the studio next week and we're going to record, I think 3 or 4 more. And we're still sitting on another handful that we're going to be releasing over, the singles per month situation. So I don't know, that album was pretty darn fast. We wrote all those songs, I feel like in just a couple months. And then we were like, okay, we need to record. And so, but then we were graced by the rock, whatever you want to call him, God, or, expertise extraordinaire. Kevin Nelson came in and he was like, this stuff's good. And we were like, well, if he thinks it's good, then let's do something with it. So we recorded it all and did it at Retrophonic Studio in St. Augustine with another just titan, Jim DeVito. If you don't know who that is, anybody watching, look him up. I mean, his rap sheet is miles long. And so we got to record all that in his studio, which was really special. And we had Kevin do production, and he did a lot of the mix and stuff like that. So it was really special. It was a really cool first experience for us, I think, getting that under our belt and then kind of, flying with it.
Well, and I think that makes for a better, especially for your first album, getting together and everything flows so well. It just makes things a lot more comfortable when you got to go in and, record more stuff, and you already kind of, everything's more relaxed, I guess, on your next go round. So
totally.
Yeah. So that's awesome. And I was going to say, I mean, you were talking about how many songs you already kind of have on your, on the go here, ready to go. And it's like this last album just came out, last year. So you're only sitting on a couple months maybe of recording other stuff. So
right.
It sounds like y'all are really, really knocking them out. So
yeah, we got a lot of ideas, man. A lot of ideas. And we're just, it's a great team. The 3 of us just really gel really, really well. And the writing style, the way that we bring things to the table is really natural. And it's just an easy way to get stuff down, really. So I'm pretty stoked on that.
Yeah. And then, when you, like you said, 3-piece, band, it's a lot less, I guess, arguing and whatnot. You don't have as many members. So everything would probably go a lot smoother. So I've seen a lot of 5- and 6-piece bands that just, you can tell they don't last very long. It's like a year or 2 down the road and they're already arguing and fighting and all that. So, the less, the better. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There are the cases of those big giant bands that kill it though. I mean, you look at those guys Earth, Wind and Fire and stuff. I don't even know how they do that, but we're not Earth, Wind and Fire, not yet.
Yeah.
When you figure Aerosmith's been doing it for 40, 50 years. So and they're still working it out.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm going to go ahead and ask, how was the Jacksonville, playing at the Jacksonville Jaguars game?
That stuff's always fun, man. Buddy and I were lucky enough to kind of get on that. And I've done it in the past, just by myself. And it's just, I don't know. It's my favorite gig because love the Jags, love the run that we're on right now also.
Congrats, by the
And
way.
so it's cool, you know, it's like a nostalgic thing for me. Grew up going to those games as a kid and just getting to hang in those parts of the stadium too. It's not just like, you know, you're walking in and going to your seat, you know, you're seeing a lot of the retired players and their families and stuff kind of chilling in that area. And now we kind of know a lot of those people. It's cool. You know, it's a really neat experience for sure.
Yeah, that would be awesome to
Yeah.
have that, you know, interaction with those, you know, I'm not the hugest football fan by any means, but I know he had the opportunity to meet some football players for 49ers, and I know how excited he was about that. So just seeing any interaction you can with, you know, one of your favorite teams, it's very, very cool. It's just kind of like with us meeting musicians and getting to hang and talk to them. That's kind of the same thing for me. So
Cool. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
So we'll get with All I Want to Know. We heard a little bit of that at the beginning of the intro there. That is your newest song. And you want to give us a little bit of rundown about that and in the video and how that came about?
Yeah, sure. So funny enough, that song was not supposed to be a song. We were in the studio just doing live cuts. Like we had set up one day and we were like, all right, let's just kind of go through some ideas. And that was one full take and that was it. That was exactly what you hear is the only take that we had of that. And we were like, well, we kind of just shelved it because we had a couple of other things that we were thinking about at the time. That was the last thing we did that day. And then we went back and the engineer was like, man, that just needs lyrics. And we were like, yeah, you're right. You know, like, let's just throw some lyrics on it. So then did a couple of guitar overdubs and stuff. But yeah, I just wrote some lyrics and kind of took off with it. It's a pretty, I don't know, it was pretty straightforward. We didn't think too hard about that one at all. It just kind of like came out. Buddy had a killer idea on the guitar riff, and then I was just like, oh cool, let's kick it off with drums and then just let it run. And that was essentially the way it went. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely like one of those lightning in a bottle moments for sure.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often, and when it rolls out like that easy, keep it. And
yeah, we were very stoked to have captured that in that moment. If we hadn't have been set up, we would have tried to come back the next day and be like, oh yeah, we had this idea, and then, you know. But yeah, pretty cool.
So you also go ahead, Hop.
Is all your stuff available on all stream platforms? And do y'all have like actual CDs and where people can find this?
Yeah, sure. We are available on all streaming platforms, all the DSPs. We do have CDs for sale of the debut album of Close to the Sun. What we're doing with these singles is we're just going to be rolling out digitally once per month until we get to a point where we'll probably end up releasing like a packaged kind of thing with all of that new music. But we're just on such a roll that we figured we're just going to keep releasing songs because we have them. And it's just a good way for us to kind of get out there and build momentum. We're still so new and we're still like emailing all these venues and trying to book shows, you know, but we have no, like our cred list is this big, you know, so we're like, what are we going to do? So let's just keep releasing music. You know, why not? Get it out there, get people hip to it. So it's, it's available all online.
Yeah. Cause you have another song, Fool Me Once, that came out right before the previous song, All I Want to Know. And that was what I was kind of leading into. I wanted to find out whether that was going to be, a lot of bands are doing that, putting out singles. It just kind of seems to flow a little bit better for the bands, and they can keep getting the new music out for the fans to listen to. So, and then, like I said, it sounds like you're going to put something together after, you get 10 songs or so, 8 to 10 songs.
Yeah. I mean, especially nowadays, we're all scrolling, man. We're all on the phone. And so it's the memory, it's very, it's short-lived. So we are rolling. We've seen the singles thing work for people. And honestly, it's kind of fun for us because it's continuous. Like it's like a constant motion that we're in. And, the whole like body in motion stays in motion kind of thing. That's how I'm playing it. And we're just going to kind of roll with it and see what it does for us. We've definitely gotten some good feedback and good interaction with the first couple. We're working on the last song being out. All I Want to Know has been out for, I don't know, a week and a half or something like that. And we're getting a lot of good feedback. added on a lot of playlists and stuff like that. So it's been good.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. It's
Now,
good
can
to
you
hear the
see
feedback from the fans too.
Totally.
Yeah, and then can you see the playlist thing? You yourself as an artist, can you see if your song's been added to somebody's playlist?
Yeah, we're able to see that on Spotify for artists, and we got added to a couple of pretty cool ones. Fool Me Once did anyway. All I Want to Know has been, it's just kind of doing the creep right now because it just got released. But Fool Me Once actually got added to a couple of Joe Bonamassa's like personal playlists, which was super cool and not expected by any means. We can go on there and check to see like every day, we're always like, oh, let's see, let's check out what's going on with it. And that one just happened to kind of end up on a playlist that, Joe Bonamassa created. And we were like, what? There's no way. It can't be real. And it was his, and he created it, and he added us to a couple of his, which was just bizarre. We weren't expecting anything like that. We're super new. We don't really have like a giant following by any means. We've got great fans. Everybody that's heard us loves it and they get it. But being able to see that we were, getting a little bit of notoriety from somebody like that, who's one of the most legit new, or however you want to call him, he's experienced as anybody, out there. And so that was really freaking cool for us to see.
And just with Buddy's guitar playing, I'm sure that's probably one of his influences and
he's
guitar idols.
No, he knows about that guy for sure. Buddy's an old solo, man. He's an old soul. He likes a lot of the old stuff, man. Kossoff and that Free is one of his favorite bands. Jeff Beck, dang, rest in peace. But man, he pulls from some of the rock gods and he does it really well. But he also he's got his own style and it's his own thing. And I mean, he'll drop the pick and play with his fingers and it's like the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And Hopper and I both, we enjoy like guitar. We're more of a guitar oriented guys. And when we're watching bands, that's what we're usually honing in on is the guitars and their playing style and all that. And so like, we're big fans of Zakk Wylde and, all those, Dimebag and all those great, musicians. So when we heard, Buddy's playing, it really wow, this dude's kick ass. Like he's a killer guitarist, and
most definitely.
It's great to see new guitarists out there and, keeping the torch alive and running and and just carrying the flag and waving it fast and hard. That's like it.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Well, it's kind of like, and you're you kind of got a throwback voice. I don't know. I hear a lot of Hendrix, Lenny Kravitz. I don't know if you've ever been told that, but that's kind of what I was hearing.
Yeah, man. Kravitz is one of my favorites. And obviously Hendrix too. He had the most like unique delivery ever. I think Hendrix did. I mean, it was cool spoken. It sounded like he was talking, you weren't thinking, I never like thought of him as a singer. I really don't think anybody does, because all they think about is how ridiculous he was on guitar. But he had, if you really sit down and listen to some of those records, he's got one of the coolest voices ever. I mean, like, it's so unique and it's so him. And so I definitely, not that I'm like trying to channel his sound, but I'm definitely trying to channel that vibe, like be unique, be yourself, do your own kind of thing. But I definitely have heard the Kravitz thing before for sure.
And it's like one guy said, one guy we interviewed, they said that he gets the AC/DC thing, and he said he kind of takes it as an honor. He's like, it's great to be compared to, the number one band in the world. So I'm sure being compared to Lenny Kravitz is probably an honor, because
it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
So I want to say, I was going to say, the Feet Down Low is like my favorite song that you got. And when I heard that live, like, I was like, damn, this is an awesome song. I just wanted to put that out there. I do enjoy that song, and I really like the live version of it. So kudos.
Cool, man. Yeah, thanks. Glad you dig it, for sure.
Yeah.
Glad you dig it.
Is that one of the fan favorites when y'all play out?
Yeah, that one is definitely a call out. You know, they're like, play the one, the feet down low one, the one that, you know, the you know, they try and sing it. I'm like, is that all of our songs? I don't know what you're talking about. But they're like, no, the one where you stomp at the beginning. I'm like, okay, gotcha. But yeah, that one took off. That was a good one. It's kind of got that radio rock kind of sound, really commercial sounding, and we always called that one I called it our Ford commercial song, because I was like, imagine the truck pulling the airplane down the runway. You know, that's what I hear when we play that song. But no, it's a good one, man. People love that one.
Yeah, it kind of has an anthem style feel to it. So
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Now, does y'all's plan are y'all doing a bunch of touring, playing out, or playing a tour, or?
Yeah, we're currently in the works of doing a little bit of like a spring run. We've got some open dates that we're trying to fill and get out of the state. Really, that's our goal right now, or at least out of the area. You know, we're definitely looking to go to like South Florida and stuff, but right now our target is the Southeast. So we're definitely looking in Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, the Carolinas and stuff like that. So we've got our feelers out there. And we're definitely, I mean, our biggest goal actually is to get on like a support tour of some sort, and just kind of, you know, ride the wave that way. But we're 100% going in on just booking our own stuff right now, just because, like I said, it's just us three. You know, we have Brandon, our band Lord, as we call him. He's a great guy, man, and he believes in us 110%, which is that's everything we could ever ask for. You know, he really believes in the music, so he's right there with us, and we're doing the thing, sending the emails, talking to people, trying to, you know, kick up some dust a little bit and do our thing. So that's the plan. Definitely a spring, some kind of run in the spring.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, well, we're up here in Virginia, so if you can make it up to that
we'll
level,
definitely be coming up there, man. We're gonna touch every square inch of this thing by the end of the day. You know, we're going across the country for sure.
That's awesome. So cool. We definitely love to see you play out live and hear all this. I already know what I'm in for by the live video that you got out. Yeah. So I'm sure you guys won't disappoint us at all. So I know you got some time frame issues you got to work with here. So we'll kind of cut this short and let you do your thing. But Christian, it was a pleasure talking to you, man. I really enjoyed this chat that we had, and we can't wait to see you all out on the road. And then hopefully in the future we'll get with you again, and you'll have. It sounds like you're going to have a lot more music out there for us here coming soon. So.
Yeah, definitely keep your eyes peeled, man. Everybody check out Fortune Child Music on Instagram, on Facebook. We keep all those updated, and there's going to be, like I said, we're rolling. The first of many is out, the second of many is out, and however of many are going to come out. So we're just going to kind of keep it rolling. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for some more music.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you again. And hang around. Once we get off live, we'll get with you for just a little bit and we'll let you go. But thanks everybody for catching us live today. And go watch this guy. Go try to catch him out on the road. Support the local bands and check out new music all the time. So Christian, thanks again. And we'll catch you hopefully on the road soon.
Cool. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
Hop metal.